Hi, I'm Sarah Klein, CEO of the Epilepsy Foundation of Colorado and Wyoming. Welcome to the 2021 Summits and Stars Gala. And thank you so much to our presenting sponsors, Swedish Medical Center and UCB. Tonight we're celebrating the summits we've climbed and the stars who are shining bright for people who are affected by epilepsy. Thank you for being with us tonight.
And we could not have done this night without you. Yes, thank you. So I would like to thank Raina Conklin, Taylor Christ, Janae Cummings, Corey Edwards, Marsha Foreman, Brooke Gordon, Kayla Kramer, Jen Marai, and Alexis Perlmutter. Thank you. Mentioned, I've been involved with this foundation for a while. My older brother was diagnosed with epilepsy when he was in the 4th grade. At the time, we didn't know a lot about the diagnosis, and in some ways it was a bit of a secret. He didn't want his friends to know, and we didn't know how best to support him. My mom, courageously and as the caretaker she is, got a second job at Children's Hospital, working in the neurology clinic to learn more about epilepsy in the community, and that's how she became involved in this foundation. She started being a volunteer nurse at camp and eventually convinced my brother to come as a junior counselor. And that's when he had an opportunity to see how fortunate he was to be controlled on meds and to see what an amazing, incredible community really existed. And from then on, our family has really done what we can to support this and help grow and provide services to people living with epilepsy. So very happy to be able to stand here and be in this room with all of you.
Before we go any further, again, I want to acknowledge the staff and what they do every day to make the world a better place for those with epilepsy. And importantly, tonight we have many volunteers who made this event happen. And there've been a lot of these. I have to say, this may be the best one I've been to, so thank you all very much.
Jim, I have to agree that we do have a pretty remarkable staff, and the best volunteers around, and the most compelling mission that we are working together as staff, as volunteers, as leaders, as donors to achieve. 3 simple words define the Epilepsy Foundation of Colorado and what we are all about. We are about connecting, educating, and empowering. We connect people to healthcare providers, to support networks, to a listening ear. We educate schools. You'll hear more about that in a minute. We educate employers. We educate the community at large to reduce stigma, to raise awareness. And we empower people with information and resources and advocacy to live their best lives. And we could not do any of this without the incredible support of our community, which is why we are honored to recognize a few of our special friends tonight. I want to begin by announcing the newest member of the Foundation's Founders Society Humanitarian Circle. This is a group of donors who have given $100,000 or more over the course of a lifetime. This is a small but very generous group of people who are making a lasting impact for people living with epilepsy. Please join me in congratulating and thanking Mr. David Cutler.
Organization that is the heart and the hope. So thank you for this opportunity of a lifetime. I really, it means a lot. Thank you.
So that led to reaching out to Representative Mullica, who we led this bill with, who is an ER nurse, and Representative Caraballo, who's also a physician, to ensure that we had a plan in place and that key staff knew about my epilepsy. But what shocked me the most when we were putting my own seizure safe plan in place, that every single person I talked to had been touched by epilepsy. This was a first for me. And in all my years of advocacy, it inspired me to think about how my epilepsy, as a part of my identity, could actually help people. This was another first for me. After Representative Mullica invited me to co-prime the Seizure Safe School bill, better known as Joey's bill, he deserves it. I met Sarah and Marcy for the first time, and I felt in that moment safe. And I was so safe because I was in a place where people were like me. And in that first meeting, when we were talking about the bill, I just came out with it and I said, I have epilepsy. And that was a huge first for me. But that inspiration started to evolve into a plan. And a plan that made me realize that I should own it. I should lean into my power and my lived experience. My lived experience about hiding my epilepsy for 23 years. But most of all, I started to realize that everything that I had expressed to leadership before I was sworn in were the exact same fears and concerns that children had when they would go to school, when parents would send their most precious little human being to school. I also started to realize that when I was diagnosed at 15, I never had a plan. I had no idea how to even communicate about my epilepsy. I felt guilty that I never empowered my own teachers to feel prepared. When I met Joey, he changed my life. Here he was,